The anime starts with a bright, sunny shot of the city. Then we cut to our main character, Akira, who's playing an online multiplayer game and is about to win. But his opponent disconnects. He complains about the fact that everyone leaves as soon as he starts dominating. In frustration, he thinks he should leave this game already. He then eats a candy from a tin can and decides it's time for school. Then we are shown that Akira is eating breakfast in the messy living room. On the way to school, Akira pulls out a phone and starts playing Tetris on his way to the bus stop and thinks to himself that he wants to play an immersive game to escape reality. While standing at the bus stop, two of his classmates coming from another direction tell us about Akira. He's always playing games, in class and during breaks, but he still aces all his tests. Akira, hearing to himself that acing exams are easy, they are just trying to test how much a student can memorize. The two girls think that he's a bit of a weirdo, and Akira agrees in his head. Akira further thinks that unlike everyone else, the exam hall isn't a battlefield for him, and he can engage with them. He wants such a game where he will receive various objectives and clear obstacles or enemies, so he finds his reality very boring. As he was saying that, a black van stopped on the opposite side of the road, and a huge man with bandages came out of it. He displays some superhuman strength. A 5 seconds counter starter and a battle screen appeared after. The man started to attack Akira. In attempts to escape, Akira took a bicycle from the road and started to run away, but the man kept chasing him. Akira was trying to think of a countermeasure, but realized that he can't call the cops as he's pedaling the bike. But then Akira makes out the chase as a game in his head, and he decides that him getting caught is the losing condition and him getting away is the winning condition. He's confident that he'll win if he treats it like a game. Akira decides to hide in a nearby rundown building, as it'll give him hiding positions. Akira comes up with a plan, hiding in the building, but he's unable to execute it, as the big brute doesn't give him the chance. So Akira then lures the man to the roof of the building, where he has set up another trap. And this time, it's successful in hitting the man, but even though he was bleeding from his head and injured, he showed no signs of stopping. Akira grabbed a metal rod for self-defense. The man lunged at Akira like a frog. Akira pierced the man with the rod, and the man fell down the building with a rod in his chest. Akira was celebrating his victory when a voice congratulates him from behind. Akira turns around to see a woman with a tail. She was impressed that Akira was able to beat that thing. Then another 5-second timer started, and when it ended, Akira got shot with something unseen. Akira couldn't anticipate it. The women said that it's an unwinnable fight. Akira says that if it's unwinnable, then it isn't over yet. And the woman agrees and says goodbye, calling him a prince. As she was leaving, Akira again thinks about wanting to play a game to escape this boring reality. Then we are shown a glimpse of Akira getting treated, but we suddenly get cut to a room in front of a stage. Akira gains conscious and looks around to see many other people. He then notices that he's handcuffed, and surprised and to see that he's fine, even after getting shot. Then, the woman who shot Akira appears on stage from the smokes and introduces herself as Mion and says that she'll be their navigator. She first congratulates them because apparently they are chosen to serve for a project. She first explains that they are dead in national records as they've been killed off in the eyes of society, so they have no rights or freedom except for the ones allowed by the organization. A man interrupts on stage, but Mion shots him with a hand cannon, which she previously used to shoot Akira. She explains that it's her ability, and everyone has been given. So in other words, they are the ability tester group. She further explains that the cuffs restrict their movement and use of abilities. When it turns green, their abilities will activate in 5 seconds. They won't be penalized for harming or killing with their abilities. Mion then asks if anyone has any questions. Shin that inquires about who are they and why did she unalive the man on stage, as she could have stopped him without violence. She says that she can't answer the first, and a woman from said that the man was killed to prove a point, and Mion agrees. The Yuri asks why they were chosen. Mion says it's actually completely random and like a freak traffic accident. Then Yang comes to the backstage and says that it's time for the first program, which will be a series of duels. The contestants are temporarily given a room to rest and learn about their abilities. Akira, reaching the room, thinks that it is truly like a game and wonders about the organization. He then opens the envelope with his ability and is startled on how he's supposed to use such an ability. Mion is keeping an eye on everyone from a monitoring room, and tells Yang that Akira is her favorite. Akira then notices the can of his favorite candy on the table and jumps at it. He then thinks of everything that has happened until now, and suddenly hears a shockwave, and concludes that someone's testing their ability. So Akira begins to think about his course of action and about the other contestants. Mion from the monitoring room starts the first program. Akira's first opponent turned out to be Kurosaki Madoka. When Akira enters the room, Madoka warns Akira to give, as he'll win anyway, and that would save him time and Akira pain. Mion announces the start and the timer begins. Madoka turns the stick in his hand into a katana, and he rushes at Akira, cutting everything around them. He slices up everything Akira throws at him. Akira then escapes to another room. It's dark and filled with smoke. Madoka enters and Akira shots flames at him from a propane can and burner. Akira hides behind some boxes. Yang, in the monitoring room, wonders why Akira hasn't used his ability. Madoka thinks that Akira didn't receive a good fighting ability, but Akira was actually waiting for something. He bluffs that the ability is too strong, so he doesn't use, and Akira tries to recreate the image from the stage in Madoka's mind and reveals that he received the hand cannon ability and shoots. Madoka is injured and Akira doesn't want to kill him, so he makes him surrender. Yang wonders why Akira didn't use the cannon at the start, and it's finally revealed what Akira's real ability is. Akira's ability is whatever his opponent thinks his ability is. So to make Madoka believe that Akira's ability was the hand cannon, he had to wait for a perfect timing and recreate the perfect scenario. As he's being escorted back, he thinks of how to test its strengths and weakness, because that'll determine the difficulty for the game. He'll play by the rules at first, but then he'll make Mion regret. As he's thinking this, he walks past Yuri being escorted, as she's the next contestant for the duel.